like to do a song for you now that I wrote. This is a song that I had out a few months back, and hope maybe you might enjoy this one.
Dolly Parton was born in a one-room cabin in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, the fourth of 12 children with no electricity, no plumbing, no insulation, and very little food. She grew up dirt poor, and she turned all of it into songs. Every hardship and every moment of her extraordinary life became a song. She died on August 25th, 2026, aged 80. The world she leaves behind has more music in it than it would have had without her. 3,000 songs, 100 million books sent to children who had none, and one song Elvis wanted, and she kept. She was born Dolly Rebecca Parton on January 19th, 1946, in Locust Ridge, Tennessee. Her father, Robert, was a sharecropper. Her mother, Avie Lee, played guitar, and her grandfather was a songwriter. 6 of her 11 siblings went on to become professional musicians. The music was always there. Her uncle Bill recognized her talent when she was very small, taught her guitar and songwriting, and when she was 10 years old, brought her to sing on a radio show in Knoxville. The crowd cheered. She wrote later that, at that very moment, she fell in love with the public. She said, "This was what I had always wanted. No, needed." She moved to Nashville the morning after her high school graduation in 1964. She met Carl Dean that first day at a laundromat. He owned an asphalt paving business. She married him in 1966, and they were together for 59 years. He died in 2025. She had less than a year without him. In 1967, she joined the Porter Wagner Show, the syndicated country television program that reached millions of homes across America. She was 21 years old. She spent 7 years there recording duets, building an audience, learning the industry from the inside. When she finally left in 1974 to pursue a solo career, she wrote a song to explain why. She wrote it as a farewell, as a thank you, as an apology. She called it "I Will Always Love You." It reached number 1 on the country charts. It reached number 1 again in 1982. Then Whitney Houston recorded it for The Bodyguard in 1992, and it spent 14 weeks at number 1 worldwide. Every time someone played that version, the royalties went to Dolly Parton because she owned the song. Years earlier, Elvis Presley had wanted to record it, and his manager, Colonel Tom Parker, had demanded she hand over half the publishing rights. She said no. Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, 9 to 5, Here You Come Again, Islands in the Stream. She wrote over 3,000 songs. She wrote Jolene and I Will Always Love You in the same extraordinary burst of writing in 1973. That is the kind of songwriter she was. 9 to 5 became a film, a Broadway musical, and an anthem for working women everywhere. She starred alongside Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin and wrote the title song in the back of a limousine, tapping her acrylic nails together to find the rhythm. In 1983, she recorded Islands in the Stream with Kenny Rogers, written by the Bee Gees and produced by Barry Gibb. It spent 2 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, crossed over from country into pop, and became one of the defining duets in the history of American music. She and Rogers remained close friends and collaborators for the rest of his life. When he died in 2020, she said he was one of those people you thought would always be there. She received an Academy Award nomination for Traveling Through from the film Transamerica in 2006, losing on the night to 3-6 Mafia, which she took with characteristic grace. She won 10 Grammy Awards. She was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Billboard named her the greatest country artist of all time in 2024. She opened Dollywood in 1986 in the Smoky Mountains where she was born, a theme park celebrating Appalachian culture and tradition, now one of the most visited attractions in the American South. In 1995, she launched the Imagination Library, a program that sends a free book every month to every child registered from birth to school age, regardless of family income. It began in Tennessee, it spread across America, then to Canada, the United Kingdom, Ireland, Australia, and beyond. In 2018, she donated the 100 millionth book to the Library of Congress. The total has kept climbing. She helped fund research that contributed to a COVID-19 vaccine and rebuild communities after wildfires in her home county. She was, in every sense, larger than her own legend. She once said, "I'm not offended by all the dumb blonde jokes because I know I'm not dumb. And I also know I'm not blonde." She knew exactly who she was. She had always known. A girl from a one-room cabin in Tennessee who fell in love with the public at the age of 10 and never fell out of it. Who wrote 3,000 songs. Who said no to Elvis. Who sent books to millions of children who had none. Who opened a theme park in the mountains where she was born and called it after herself because she had earned that right. And that was Dolly Parton. And that was her greatest legacy. I'm Ryan Tubridy, and today we're honouring the life of Dolly Parton. Since the news broke, tributes have poured in from around the music industry. Beatles legend Sir Paul McCartney paid an emotional tribute to the country music star and said,
"She was such a wonderful woman. I first met her in Nashville at the Grand Ole Opry, where she had been playing with country star Porter Wagner and was about to start her solo career. She was so bubbly and full of life it is difficult to take in the news that she has passed. Her songwriting, her singing, and her philanthropy were unrivaled in the world of country music, and it is hard to imagine living in a world without Dolly. She was a very clever businesswoman who understood the value of her music and, most importantly, the effect that she had on people of the world. There was no greater honour for me to have her sing my song Let It Be, and even though I only made a small contribution to it, I am so honoured that she did it. I am so proud to have known her and admire her unique talents. Thanks, Dolly, for the beautiful music you gave me and the world. We will always love you. God bless and rest in peace.
14-time Grammy Award winner Taylor Swift said,
"A world without Dolly doesn't feel possible, real, or right. But because of the eternally generous way she spent her time on this earth and the countless lives she changed for the better, her legacy will be an everlasting one. She was truly the gift that kept on giving. Dolly gave us someone to look up to while encouraging us to be who we are as individuals. Somehow she was able to give us her lessons about the world gently and honestly, simultaneously and oftentimes hilariously. She managed to give the world the ultimate mystery and fantasy in some corners of her life, but to give full transparency in the ways that counted. Somehow she was true grace and true grit in one dazzling person. She possessed the softest heart when it came to the struggles of others, and a backbone of steel to defend her own self-worth as an artist. Along with her other fans, I am so grateful for all of it. For the melodies and lyrics she wrote that thawed even the coldest hearts. For the millions of books she provided children all over the world so that they might fall in love with stories the way she did. For the tightropes she walked so that young girls like me could grow up dreaming of joining the circus too. Dolly, I'll think of you each step of the way."
Iconic musician Celine Dion joined the tribute saying,
"Dolly, you were pure light, with kind heart and generous spirit. We will now be missing one of the most joyful voices this world has ever known. Thank you for the music, the laughter, and the love you gave us all. We will always love you. Rest in peace, Dolly."
Singer Sabrina Carpenter said in an Instagram post,
"Oh, Dolly, the only thing I could say after we first met was, she really is an angel walking the earth. And we look like we could be sisters. I will cherish our laughter and conversations, and I will keep your wisdom, your playful outlook on life, and perfect sense of humour in my pocket for the rainy days. There will never be another you, and how lucky are we all to have experienced your singular magic, as well as your once-in-a-lifetime voice, songs, and heart. Your light will always be something the world will search forever to find again. I will always love you."
Close friend Billy Ray Cyrus honoured the godmother of his daughter Miley by saying,
I have so many moments and memories with Dolly, it's so hard to know where to start. Like every little boy, I grew up loving Dolly Parton. She was part of our lives, on our TVs, right in our living rooms. In 1992, I'll never forget walking into her dressing room to apologise for all the tabloid stories which claimed I was having an affair with her. In true Dolly fashion, she looked at me, winked, and said, "Honey, this trash sells records." Dolly recently sent me a beautiful message telling me she loved me with her whole heart. I will always love her in the same way, with my whole heart, and I always will.
Friend and 9 to 5 star Jane Fonda paid tribute to Dolly by saying,
"I am devastated. I just learned that Dolly has moved on. I know that millions are mourning, and I want to say this, more than anyone I have ever known, Dolly will always be with us, because she was so present, so powerful, so generous and playful, that she is woven into all of our lives and hearts forever. We have our memories of her, her songs, Dollywood, 9 to 5, the millions of books she got into the hands of children, all the iconic images that bring her to us. And they are all blessings. Let's be grateful for all that she has left us to ease our sadness now. I never knew anyone like her. She was simultaneously a naughty, playful Southern girl. She was simultaneously a naughty, playful Southern gal in the hollows of Tennessee, and a deep, soulful thinker who could see through people right down to their true selves. She was many things: lyricist, songstress, player of many instruments, writer, prankster, visionary, loyal friend who'd never go to bed before she and her friends had laughed so hard they'd have to cross their legs. She had a survivor's instinct and seemed to always know what to do. Just what to say to make things right. Then she'd stick her butt out the car window and moon Kenny Rogers home. She was a voluptuous embodiment of empathy. That's something of hers she'd want us all to take with us. To her gay and trans fans, I want you to know that she loved you. You know that without me telling you. She loved all of her fans, and they are legion. And you know she doesn't want you all to mourn now. Dress up and celebrate her spirit. First, watch the final episode of Grace and Frankie, where she is an angel, the head honcho working class angel in heaven. Rest in peace, beautiful woman. We love you."